Whose hut is this? Oh, it's a shed. Never mind. So Izo, who is that? Yeah, maybe we shouldn't just barge in. Let's have a look around. I think the quest should be here somewhere. It was a blacksmith, right? Had a stamp graffiti on it.
Someone lives all the way out here, in this wee hut. Talk about rustic. Then again, a life without Mako. It's not without its charm, is it? In fact, this could be a whole new string to the Shinra Resort's bow, eh? The rural getaway. Cast off modernity and embrace eternity. You'd be surprised
I like
how many people would go for it. Could be a nice little earner.
You're right about that. And this looks cozy. But what is that sound? Something's making a ruckus.
Not again. After all that time and effort. Is it the design? Ugh. Not making any progress at all. To hell with it. Back to square one. Huh? Who are you? Whatever, I don't have time to...
Are you Izo?
That magnificent arm!
Barret.
It is a weapon, but how does it work? A universal adapter, allowing you to switch out weapons at will. But look at all these scratches. Wait, have you been going around punching things with your attachments?
Occasionally.
Doing so ought to have given you multiple bone fractures. But this unique cylinder provides unparalleled shock absorption, allowing for high-impact performance. Who was the genius that built this?
An old friend, I guess. Don't know where he's at now, though.
Wait right there! Eureka! Sorry, got carried away. My name's Izo. I've been trying to create the ultimate weapon, but my attempts have all failed miserably. But thanks to you, I finally made a breakthrough. I must harness the inspiration while I can. Please, help me build it. Gather the materials I need.
You had me at ultimate weapon.
I'm originally from Junon, but I could hardly breathe there, so I decided to leave it all behind. I wandered in search of somewhere I could build my weapons in peace, and eventually I wound up here. Not a bad place, huh? Of course, materials can be hard to come by when you live out here in the sticks. Though it seems crude at a glance, look close. The craftsmanship is remarkable. Whoever made it must have been a specialist in a completely different field. No mere weaponsmith would have been half as clever. Indeed, I've made it my life's work. Frustrating though it's been. How to conceive a weapon, I lack the vocabulary to describe.
Well, if all you need is some material, sure, why not? Just leave it to us.
Wonderful, thank you! I believe I left a map in my storage shed that you can use to find what I need. Grab that before you head out, and you shouldn't have any trouble.
Okie dokie, so now we can go into the shed.
Map I left in my storage shed. If you want to help me out, you'll need to know where to look.
Yeah, that's gonna help a lot, I assume. Although, giving me a map doesn't help me that much.
Gotta say, never seen someone so interested in my arm. Most folks try their best to look the other way.
He's a weird one.
That's putting it mildly. Made me realize, too, how soft I've gotten. Because in the old days, I would have said no touching and decked his ass.
In the old days?
If it ain't the present, it's the past, son.
I freaking love that quote. If it ain't the present, it's in the past, son. Oh my gosh. Barret, you are a wise one. open the map. Yeah.
Must be the map
Hopefully.
Izo was talking about. Don't know what else it'd be. Well, let's see where it takes us. You ready?
Well, I've seen this one. It's here. The stamp graffiti, but where does it want us to go? Right, you guys. I'm gonna give you all a heads up. I'm gonna talk about Traces of Aerith from the novella Traces of Two Past. Since I already talked a lot about Tifa before, now we're gonna head in and talk about Aerith. And it's gonna be very, very interesting. Does it want us to head over here? Well, then that means we just... Are there materials on each of these 5? Or do we have to, like, follow them as we go? Or was it the other way? There seemed to be another way there. Might as well have a look. Anyway, so if you're gonna buy the book, maybe skip this episode because it will only be about Aerith from that book. And it started when they were at Costa del Sol ship, when they were inside the ship, when Tifa and Aerith were talking, and Tifa was asking about that fast guy, and Aerith said that she don't know, and it sounds like she doesn't want to meet this guy again. Y'all will know why. Y'all will know why. So that's where she's telling her backstory. She is in the container place, you know, where they were at the ship. Oh my god, I don't even know how to explain it. Costa del Sol ship, you know, before Costa del Sol. Okay, I'ma just have a go at this. And look around. It actually started, the way they started talking about Aerith's past was very, very cute from Tifa. He was like, are you feeling seasick? And Aerith just knew directly that it wasn't really a question about if she was feeling seasick. So she said, like, no, I'm not feeling it. But she knew directly what Tifa exactly meant. What she meant was that she kinda asked her if she wanted to talk. And from Aerith's perspective, she was like, Tifa never really is direct with things.
Let's take a look.
Oh, is a birdie who wants to attack. Hello.
All right.
So she knew that this was an invitation from Tifa to maybe talk, but she was like feeling the waters. And that Aerith knew this directly. She's so perceptive. And it has been like that for her since she was a kid. She has a very high emotional intelligence.
Wanna beg for mercy?
And at some point, even Aerith tells her that, yeah, she never felt like she wanted to
I am on fire
talk about
today.
it, but
I've been pretty rough on you, I know. But you've always come through for me. Thanks, buddy. Don't know where I'd be without you.
well, it ain't a bad weapon. Where was I?
Still got more to find.
Since Aerith feels very, very comfortable with Tifa, she told her that she didn't really feel comfortable talking with anyone else, opening up about her past. Like, no one seemed very interested in it, so she never said anything. But with Tifa, it's different. So she begins with talking about how it is at the Shinra facility. When she's just a kid, she was like, up until she was like 5, 6, she was at the Shinra facility. I think she got there when she was 2. I'm not good with numbers. Anyway, so she was closed in on these 4 walls almost all her life. That's the only memory she has.
It is! Let's head back and check in with Iso.
Okie dokie. Deliver the Dragonite. So she's telling her about how they did experiments on Ifalna, Aerith's mother, and how she felt. She always felt like her mother always kept quiet, but she knew that she was in pain and there were needle marks on her, and yeah.
Did you find everything?
Aerith felt really bad. Give me the ultimate weapon.
Excellent. It's all here. Thanks. If you're not in a rush, wait here while I finish up.
I get that it's your profession, but do you actually enjoy this? Making weapons?
Of course I enjoy it. That's why I chose this job. Besides, it's the wielder who dictates the true value of a tool. Weapons, too. Aye, that's especially true for weapons. Yes, yes! I've done it! Feast your eyes on my masterpiece! My gift to you, I insist.
Awesome.
Be the gentlest owner, you know.
Use her as you like. The wielder dictates the value of the tool, remember? And by association, the value of the maker. Therefore, what good I put out into the world depends on who I entrust with my weapons. That's how I choose to see my part in it all.
Hell of a lot of pressure to put on some guy you just met, don't you think?
The adapter that your friend made. It's a gift in more ways than you know. He was thinking of your future, of what you might do after the dust settles. Today, you may have no choice but to wield a weapon. But tomorrow, years from now, think about it if you haven't. The man who fashioned your adapter is an inspiration in his own right, and that's no lie. Maybe one day you'll ask me to turn your arm into a giant egg beater. I'll make it so you can whip up a cake to serve 100.
Weird time to be joking around, man.
Not joking in the least. That's the price for my masterpiece. You owe me a cake fit for a king. So don't you go dying on me. You hear?
Yeah. Talk about a weirdo.
Friendly, though.
Yeah.
True. A weirdo with the heart of gold.
Sounds like a good mix. So, we got the weapon, right? We still have a lot to check out. We need to go down here. That's what we need to do. We need to find that. I think I saw something over here. Anyway, so Aerith seeing her mother always come back exhausted and coughing, she knew that something was very wrong. And I think it was when she was 7 that they knew, Hojo knew that Aerith had the same kind of powers, the Cetra powers that Ifalna had. Like they have noticed this, her connection to the planet. So then the experiments grew even worse because they had another Cetra.
Wait a second. Security is still active, but I should be able to disable it remotely. One moment. This appears to be a Shinra training facility, one of several in the region.
Out here in Gongaga? That's news to me.
The official records were curated to remove all mention of them some time ago. They were last used by General Affairs, auditing.
The Turks.
I've created fake IDs for all of you. Now, shall we see what awaits us inside?
And Ifalna had told Aerith that they were gonna escape from there. Told her that it was Faz who was gonna help them escape. And Aerith was very skeptical. Like as a kid, she did not trust people. Like she was very careful. Seeing as how people treated her mother and her, she was very careful to trust people. So she didn't really know how to feel about this Faz guy. She was like, just why would he want to help? And then Ifalna did this little pause before she said, because he's a good person. And I don't think Aerith thought that anyway. She was like, okay. Because there was one point where he like kissed the back of Ifalna's hand and she felt it was a bit weird. Like she didn't say it, but just how it was written seemed like Aerith didn't really like that. So anyway, Faz does help them out of the Shinra facility.
Personnel data ID GAI 224. Affiliation General Affairs Auditing Subclassification Turks.
We are?
Welcome to the Turks training facility.
Zung!
He's gonna be in this story as well.
Duties often require that we enter into high-risk situations. Failure is tantamount to death. Even here, act as though your lives are on the line.
Okay.
Without further ado, I'll brief you on your mission. Calm's Bailey has been breached by armed insurgents, allowing hordes of fiends to overrun the town. Though our military is on site, the enemy is utilizing the chaos to establish a foothold. Our mission is to pinpoint their leader's location and apprehend him as soon as possible. This exercise will begin as soon as you are ready. Good luck.
They were faint at best, but I did pick up proto-relic readings during that mission briefing just now.
So, in other words?
In other words, to secure it, you need only lay waste to your simulated enemies.
Then let's. Complete VR missions at the Turks. Okie dokie, let's go. This is gonna be VR mission combat. Let's see if there's any story to this or if it's just...
Sighted. Attention all units. Engage the monster threat.
Okie dokie, we'll finish them up.
Get him!
No holding back.
Anyway, so this fast guy did help them out of the Shinra facility.
Don't overdo it.
You're in good hands.
And when they were on the train to Sector 5, no, they were gonna go to
That's it!
Sector 3, Undercity. And then from there, go to a house that Faz told them about, that they would then live together there.
It's your turn.
Hang back.
And F didn't really seem to like the idea, but they got a letter on what they were supposed to do, and both of them read this on the train. They were not in the train where all the other people were.
Barricade. Requesting backup.
They were like in a container, and they were hiding inside of there. And then when they got out, it was so freaking hilarious because it said, "Do not open," like there's hazardous material here. And Aerith was like, "Hey, that's not very nice."
Don't overdo it.
That was so cute. But Aerith is such a perceptive kid. She knew exactly that her mother wasn't feeling well. So she asked her how she was feeling, and even when Ifana was like, "I'm okay," she knew in the back of her mind that no, she is not feeling well.
Too much?
And even when she was sleeping, and then when she woke up, Ifalna telling her to eat something.
On it.
Aerith asked her, "Have you eaten?" And Ifalna said, "Yeah, I have." But also there, in the back of her mind, she knew that she hadn't eaten.
You had to go and wake the beast!
Such a perceptive kid. She really has high emotional intelligence.
All right.
From this very start. So she doubted her when she said that she had eaten, or when she told her that she was feeling fine, because Aerith could feel that no.
This is the leader's last line of defense. He must be close. Don't let him escape.
And then when the train slowed down, this was also a kind of fun and just wholesome thing. Like the train slowed down, and she hasn't been outside of the Shinra facility, so she doesn't know this world. Like all the smells and everything going on. She doesn't know anything of that. So when she was on the train and stood up, she kind of wobbled a little bit, like whoa. Because she was losing her balance.
You're burning up.
But she found the experience very exciting.
Hey.
So Ifalna told her, it was so wholesome.
One more shot.
Never lose the ability to find joy in everything. Promise me that. And Aerith didn't know exactly what she meant, but she promised. And that feels so Aerith. Just finding joy in everything. You have to be very strong to be able to do that.
Your leader is in custody. Damn it all. I'll escort him to HQ. Very good work today, partner.
Mission complete. Excellent performance. You'll serve us well in the field. The insurgent leader became radicalized against Shinra following an incident roughly 8 years ago. He believes his home was stolen from him. There are many who hold grudges against the company, and it is our job to remove these seeds of trouble before they take root. This facility will enter power-saving mode. Once you have retrieved your provisions, proceed to the next location.
I've made an incredible discovery.
Whoa, that the proto-relic?
While the image is still quite unstable, the implication is staggering. The proto-relic has been digitized and stored within the simulation.
Can we get it out?
Without more data, I can't say for certain. Let's head to the next facility. I'll continue my analysis there.
Okay, let's continue. There's probably gonna be several of these VR missions, I feel like. Oh, we have to head over to another one?
What's this crap about removing the seeds of trouble? They really have no idea, do they? It's Shinra's own fault everyone hates them. What goes around comes around. As it should.
I guess, but the problem is that not everyone in Shinra is bad. A lot of them are actually good people.
You call them good people. Well, I call them enablers. They're why Shinra keeps getting away with it.
I mean, I see where you're coming from.
You do, huh? Glad I could be of service.
Funny that she says that, because Ifalna did say to Aerith that he could hear people talking about Hojo and that they felt really bad at what they were doing toward Ifalna and Aerith. They were good people, but she also said, Ifalna said that good people need to do the actions to actually be good people. Because that's how you distinguish really good people. So Yuffie ain't wrong either. Like, neither Aerith nor Yuffie. They both were right. So after the train stopped, there was a woman that were supposed to like help them. She knew fast, but she was pretty darn rude, this woman. And I feel like Aerith almost got a little bit scared of her at how rude she was. So when Ifalna and Aerith were going for Sector 3, Ifalna asked this woman where Sector 3 was, and she was like just rudely like pointing. So then Aerith knew that they were not going that way. They were going the opposite direction. So Aerith was like, wait a minute, why are we going this other direction? This is not what Fad told us.
Objective confirmed. I've disabled the security system. You may use your fake IDs to enter the facility.
So she already knew that something was off. But Ifalna didn't say anything. She just grabbed Aerith and was like, let's go. And then there comes a scene where they have to climb over a fence. And Aerith doesn't know how to. And Ifalna tells her that you need to put your hands there and you need to put your foot inside that hole and just keep on going. And it was so freaking cute because Aerith was so quick to learn it, so she was like, look at me going now, and just went up fast. She was so excited to show her mom that, look, I can do this. I'm so quick, and then she was at the top.
Beginning authentication test.
In your previous mission, you repelled an insurgent attack and captured the enemy's leader. As a Turk in the field, you must be capable of assessing a situation and making sound judgments. Now then, what should be done with him?
Interrogate him, probably?
Correct. Considering what we know of the situation, it seems unlikely that the insurgents' ultimate objective was the town's occupation. Which leaves us with some questions. Ones only our detainee can answer.
What? Why?
But where did we go now?
I'll spare you the details. A productive interrogation revealed to us the truth. The attack on call was only intended to be a diversion. One which drew us away from their real target, Junon's weapons system. Suffice it to say, their plan worked. Consequently, they have seized control of our autonomous sentry unit. Your mission is to neutralize the mechanical threat. Best of luck to you out there.
Okay. Really?
So their mechs were hijacked and turned against them? Sucks to be them.
It is a core tenet of Turks doctrine that one must anticipate and prepare for every contingency.
Yeah, they're never caught flat-footed, that's for sure.
Hey, let's go into this. We're gonna fight now.
Enemy units sighted. They know you're coming. The rest is up to you.
Let's go.
That's it.
Who's these guys? Anyway, so Ifalna wanted to go to the church. She did not want to go where that place that Faz set up for them was. So that's why they climbed the fence. And the station workers saw them when Aerith was up on the top of the fence. And Ifalna tried to be quick about it. And then there was someone, just a random guy at the slum who helped them. He tried to get Aerith to like jump at him or just take his hand so he can just like take her down from there, but she hesitated. She was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Who is this guy? So she internally was like, who is this guy? Is this some guy Faz knows? Is this some guy her mother knows? Who is he? She had many questions, which is very good.
I'm your one-stop.
Like, you cannot trick this kid. So Ifalna was, while Aerith was thinking about this, Ifalna was already at the top. So they both made it down. And the guy like helped them down and then knocked the Shinra employee just through the fence. And then he left. They continued. They wanted to get to this church really bad, especially Ifalna.
Brace yourself. Don't stop.
Said that the church would probably be empty since it wasn't such a popular place because people weren't so religious anymore.
Give him the old Turks two-step.
Oh.
Try using it. Get him.
Whatever.
Cloud.
On it.
Don't give up now, you guys. You're in good hands now. Not
But I really like the fact that Ifalna said to Aerith that good people don't just say good things, they do good things. Like their actions make them good.
with the power of his providence. Hear me? I'll take care of him.
So when Aerith told Tifa this, he said that she felt very... She had a really... When her mother pulled down this vial to like jab her arm because she wasn't feeling well, Aerith felt like so... What's the word? Like very uncomfortable at the fact that she could do it in front of Aerith. She really hated seeing that because she was so used on seeing her being jabbed with this, and she needed it to not feel pain. So, oh my god! Just wait. I will continue.
Hey, tell you what. I'll report back to Summon. You and Rude should take the night off. You deserve it.
You and Rude.
Mission
But we're not Turks.
While your efforts were passable, remember that we set a high bar. Nothing less than perfection. The company's armed forces are, without question, the world's greatest military power. However, our superior strength could well prove our undoing if our enemies succeeded in turning assets against us. We must deny them the opportunity, and if we fail, we must rectify the situation. This facility will enter power-saving mode. Once you have retrieved your provisions, proceed to the next location.
Thank you for your excellent work. My analysis is progressing smoothly, but I fear I require more data to arrive at a conclusion.
What? We're still not done yet?
Just a little more.
So when Aerith told Tifa about this scene with the needle that Ifalna jabbed on herself, she said it must have been very hard for the both of you.
About a pain.
And her eyes, Aerith could see her eyes glistening.
Simulator thingy of theirs is supposed to be able to do anything, right? Why do they need more than one?
Previously, each unit had a facility reserved for them alone. But as an energy-saving measure, they can now only be used one at a time, and in order.
One at a time? Cheapskates.
Yeah. Anyway, so she saw that Tifa's eyes were glistening, and she knew that this is truly a good person. This is what Aerith thought when she saw Tifa's glistening eyes, because she really felt for them. And then you all know the train station scene. Oh my god, while I read this, I cried. I just sat there and cried. Because I would just sum it up because I don't want to cry while telling you guys this, but Aerith was trying to find help for her mother while she sat there along the cement brick wall. Yeah, so the train station scene, it's very difficult. But you know what happened. You kind of know what happened from the remake. But it was just so well written that it felt so freaking real. And like nobody helped Aerith when she was calling out for a doctor or for anyone to help. And then there was this guy who just bumped into her and she fell down and he was like, oh, I don't remember what it was, but it was something rude he told her. And then Elmyra finds her.
Let's dispense with the formalities. For your next mission, you'll be my bodyguards.
This guy. I thought I heard his voice correct.
Not that I have need of any, but no matter how much I protest, this one never listens. Hostile forces have infiltrated Junon and disguised themselves as allies. You must take care to discern friend from foe, and ensure no harm comes to the President while waiting for helicopter extraction. Make us proud, trainee.
Oh! Can I be a bad guy?
Shall we?
Sure. Just watch who you're shooting, okay?
As to not shoot you.
Initiating training mission.
So this was how Elmyra and Aerith met.
Enemy vanguards advancing on your position. Be ready to intercept.
Aerith went back to where her mother lied down, and someone had just put a blanket on her, and she thought that was just a kind thing to do, and it was like just a random person giving her a blanket. Like it's a nice action. And Aerith knew that if she accepted the pouch that her mother was trying to give her, she knew that he would leave. So she didn't really want to take the pouch with the materia inside, because then she knew that that would be the final, like, goodbye.
Let's do this. Take the lead.
And then Elmyra came and just... She was asking, like, how is she feeling?
So long.
The last thing
I could, but there's just too many.
The last thing that Ifalna could say was, take care of Aerith. Or more like, please take her somewhere safe.
That's it! It's your turn.
Hang back.
So Elmyra did. She took Aerith under her wing. And I remember that Elmyra asked her, like, she was like, don't be sad. And Aerith was like, no, I'm not sad. Because Mom is with the planet. I see her again, she said. And for Elmyra, that must have meant like, okay, she didn't really want to accept the fact that her mom was dead.
Don't let me down.
For Aerith, she was like, no, I know, I'm gonna see her.
Be careful. Those guys are the business.
We'll get there as fast as we can. Just try to hang on till then, okay?
And when she got to Elmyra's house, it was just so freaking wonderful reading that Aerith just felt this overwhelming, like, welcome coming over her.
On it.
Here I go. Try using it.
Like she felt welcome, like her mother was there, like there was something with that place. And she explains that to Tifa as well. There is something with that place where the flowers grow. It has to do with the environment. Because she starts having these kind of premonitions or dreams that
don't overdo it.
Actually are real.
Like a chocobo? Alright, I'll take care of them.
She said that she could feel them welcoming her on the behalf of the planet. I thought that was really sweet.
You're alive!
And none the worse for wear.
She felt like her mother was right beside her.
Mr. President.
Right.
Did they put Rufus up to this? Or is this like completely AI?
Exhilarating experience. Thanks for the company.
Mission complete. Our president is the heart of the company. He cannot be replaced. It is vital that we keep him from harm, even if it costs us our lives. Keep that in mind on future missions. This facility will enter power-saving mode. Once you have retrieved your provisions, proceed to the next location.
I have almost everything I need to restore the data.
Alright then, let's do it to it. The sooner we finish this thing, the sooner we can show them what we're really capable of.
Kicking their butt. Anyway, so while Aerith is in Elmyra's house, the Gainsborough house, she does see her mother. She's the only one who's able to see her mother there. And they're talking, and then there's a point where Ifalna's telling her that she's praying that Elmyra comes to love Aerith as much as she does. And I just felt that was so freaking sweet, because Elmyra really does. She freaking loves Aerith. Like, there's nothing about Aerith that she doesn't love. She is exactly like a mother. Not even like an adoptive mother. She's like a real. Wait, that doesn't make sense. An adoptive mother can still feel the exact same. I just had the wrong wording. And an adoptive mother can even be better. It's all about the relationship. And Aerith actually called Elmyra mom. Right, there was also a point, I think it was the same, no, it was probably the other day when Elmyra came with canned food to Aerith, and Aerith could see that she had been hurt, so she asked her, but Elmyra didn't really say anything. She was like, oh, that she just hurt herself, but for Aerith it felt like she wasn't really telling the truth, but she didn't feel like she should continue. And Elmyra showing her this kind of expression made Aerith be like, oh, I need to change the subject. So she changed the subject and was like, the food is delicious. And Elmyra was like, this is just canned food. And she was like, oh, it smells so delicious. So she tried to just bring her up.
Come in here. Hope you learned your lesson.
Just bring up her mood. And then when she got to know that the canned food was from Shinra, she was like, oh. So Aerith's mood dropped.
Hey,
what the?
What gives?
Your final mission is to snuff out the rogue pair that betrayed our organization.
What?
2 former Turks, Rude and Elena, have kidnapped the president whom they were tasked to protect. Traitors are to be afforded no mercy. Their lives are forfeit. Naturally, the 2 of them know Turks' policy and will fight to the death. Kill or be killed. These are the only possible outcomes of any confrontation.
Okay, I see how it is.
Here's hoping you survive.
Oh yeah, we will.
Aren't they friends? How can they go from BFFs to shoot to kill just like that?
Probably gotta be pretty ruthless to make it as a Turk.
Probably. Let's go. Anyway, so about the canned food, Elmyra saw that the mood of Aerith dropped, so she said like, yeah, but it's not like she likes the idea of being buying products from Shinra, but that's how it is. That's how they have to go by.
Don't want to be a couple of pushovers. Here goes.
You okay? What the?
And then there's the part.
Don't be a fool. Open your eyes. The company forces us to do their dirty work. But what are we getting in return?
Get him! Cut! All Shinra has to offer us is exhaustion and a one-way ticket to the life stream. To them, we're just tools to be used and abused. They're sucking the life out of us, just like they're doing to the planet.
That's true, though.
Why don't you lead the way? You're in good hands.
Never thought things would come to this. But here we are.
Come on.
Well, that really
Take it over.
I didn't warn ya!
Anyway, then the day comes where, yeah, Aerith already knows because Elmyra has told her that she goes to the train station like every day to see if Clay comes back. Clay is Elmyra's husband, that is a Shinra trooper. And when Aerith got to know this,
hang back.
she was kind of afraid that they were working for Shinra. But Elmyra told her not to worry because they're not those kind of people. He never came back. Then there was a dream that Aerith had, where she went down the stairs of Elmyra's house, and she saw a Shinra trooper at the door. And she was trying to tell her Elmyra that, look, Clay is at the door. Mom, why aren't you listening? Look, he's there. But she never turned around. She was just scrubbing vigorously on the dishes.
Can't you hear the ocean calling?
Gotcha.
She went down to see that her mom was doing the dishes.
Sorry about that.
And couldn't hear her, and she was like, I saw Clay. And that he's with the planet. So this...
You've got this.
This made
for that vacation.
This made Elmyra very upset at Aerith.
Don't say we didn't try to get you to
It was like, don't talk about it like he's dead. And she just rushed up with Aerith into her room and was like, don't stop talking about it. Because she was upset, she didn't want to know that.
Sorry, but I gotta
what could have happened to Clay.
Too bad it had to
And Aerith was really hurt by it. But you know, she's just a kid. She didn't know that she wouldn't accept that he is with the planet.
Take him down.
And accept that she knew this.
You're dead.
And the other day, she gets a letter. Elmyra gets a letter from Shinra telling her that he didn't make it. And he was quite far away from the site where the others were. That he was making his way somewhere. And then Aerith said that, yeah, because he wanted to come here, but now he's with the planet.
No hard feelings.
And Elmyra, you could really, when you read it, you can really sense her anger at and sadness that no, his home is not with the planet, his home is here. So she was very upset by this revelation that he was actually dead, and Aerith knew this. She had already told her this.
Keep it together.
I'm your one-stop.
So they really had this mother-daughter moment
Serious havoc.
where they just hugged it out.
All right, I'll take care of them.
It's been more complicated for them, especially since Aerith and Elmyra were trying to find a name for Aerith, as to not have her own name.
Deal with that.
Just have like a made-up name, so no one knows who Aerith is if Shinra comes by. But then
Never help me out.
Too bad it had to end like this, partner.
But Aerith got to know another kid's name. His name was Rana, and that was Meguro's, like the big boss's.
Time for something special.
So she kind of blurted it out without thinking about it, because Butch asked her about her name, and she was like Rana. And both Elmyra and Aerith were like kind of panicking, and then Elmyra just realized that, of course, she can't put that difficult a task on a kid, because Aerith is still a kid, but she acts so grown up. Like, she's so mature.
Do me proud. Here goes.
And she knows so much.
You're burning up.
Thanks.
Come on.
Don't move.
So it's my turn? I'll take that.
We have another
Let the winds caress. Can you take over for me?
Let's do this.
One more shot.
Don't overdo it.
You won't regret this.
Yeah, there was also a part where Aerith was talking about the materia she has. That she tried to do like spells and everything she could think of, but nothing happened. So she said that it was kind of a useless materia. This she said to Tifa, but she still felt like it was comforting just holding on to it. And Tifa was like, so it's not useless after all. And then Tifa said something that made her think more. Because Tifa said that, and someday you'll get to pass it down too.
Mission complete.
I wonder what kind of person she will be.
You've proven yourselves to be born Turks.
Wow, what an honor.
We Turks fight as one, but our duty may require us to sever our binding ties. Which is precisely why...
Oh? Someone broke the program.
Who's there?
Cissnei.
Personnel data. ID GAI-153.
Confirming.
General Affairs. Auditing. Turks.
They're like, you're a Turk.
Certainly didn't expect to run into you here.
Took the words right out of my mouth. What in the hell are you doing here?
Shinra sent me to inspect the facilities. Wanted to make sure they didn't have any unauthorized visitors wandering around.
Well, that couldn't be us, right? We have not done anything.
GAI-153? Records indicate the individual with that ID underwent formal training. Wait, are you a Turk?
That'll be enough probing. For my benefit, but mainly for yours.
For the music.
It was enough of a pain to cover up the mess you made at the reactor. Try not to cause any more trouble, okay?
Sorry. Won't happen again.
Anyway, I'm heading back to the village. Once you're done here, I suggest you make tracks.
There's definitely more to her than meets the eye.
You were about to out her.
You good?
Hey, Chadley. What happened to the proto-relic?
Oh, forgive me. And there. Incredible. It appears that by restoring the fragmented data, we were able to break the proto-relic's encryption.
Translation?
The potential applications are practically limitless. By converting matter into data distributed across a secure network, shielded from external interference, one could preserve said data indefinitely.
So is it real? Like, can I touch it?
Oh, of course. Behold, the proto-relic in its restored glory.
Great, great, great. Now what kind of scene will we get? Interesting. This just feels so random though.
At long last, the knave returns. Beneath the moonlight, in victory shall I revel. My Genji! Interloper!
Chadley?
What are you doing?
None other. After analyzing the phenomena associated with your sudden disappearance, I was able to devise a way in which to join you virtually.
Virtually? Ah! No matter! Be gone, foul conjurer, or I shall make this place your grave!
Oh my! This is simply fascinating! I'm Chadley. You must tell me about yourself, and about this place.
You dare demand answers of me? Such impudence! A wanton display of disrespect! Loathsome wealth! Die!
So much energy.
This will not stand!
I wasn't ready for a fight. But I guess not. Guess we don't have time for that. But we got the proto-materia, right?
Chadley, you okay?
I believe so, yes.
Tell me I didn't dream that shit.
Correct. That was no dream, Cloud. You and I were there, together. Wherever there was, that is. I presume it was another dimension.
Nothing's ever simple.
I sense exasperation. I, however, am emboldened to solve this mystery. I only hope that you will assist me in my quest for answers.
Oh, we will try. Yeah, so Aerith did keep this name Rana, but it also came with other issues. Yeah. But also Meguro just, how you pronounce it, the boss, who had 2 children, which names were Rana and Marcello, I think it was. He said that Aerith should use another name, and Rana is okay. It is fine to have that name, and that they would just act as if they were mother and daughter. Like an illegitimate child? Is that how you pronounce it? So that's what they did. And that's when Aerith started calling Elmyra mom. Let's go! Now I started thinking about, oh, I hope I can memorize this while talking. I think so. Now I started to have this memory of when Elmyra came home and Aerith was like, welcome home! And she's like, thanks baby! And then she's again like, welcome home! So Elmyra starts to laugh because she was like, I heard you the first time. But that felt like something Aerith would do even now. Not just as a kid, she would even do it now. Aerith feels very much like her younger self.
That concludes our analysis of the Gongaga summon crystals. Thank you. I suspect Kujata is quite pleased to have joined your cause. Though you have yet to obtain the requisite materia. As I recall, you'll first need to confront the Divine via the combat simulator.
Oh, I will. Okay, we're ready for Kujata. Let's go. Anyway, so Meguro's children, Marcellus and Rana, came over to Elmyra's house. And Marcello, he was so freaking rude. He's such a rude-ass kid. But Rana was a sweet child. And she was like, oh, you have the same name as me, to Aerith. Clearly she was like, yeah. Yeah, there were some misunderstandings, them being kids. Ended up with Marcello calling her a name thief. Yeah. Didn't end really good. So when they went out to play, Marcello was a really snobby kid. Like, he was so rude. And then there were the orphans from the house, which is now the Leaf House, who called out to Aerith and Marcello and Rana. So then Rona was like, oh no, the orphans. Oh no, I don't want to play with them. So they really had like this kind of upper class kind of attitude towards the orphans. And technically, Aerith had also been one. And Marcello called out Aerith as well. He got beat up by the orphan kids, or more like he got beat up by X. And X was Biggs. That's what we get to know later on. That X was Biggs. But he was really rude to the orphans. He was really rude to Aerith. Aerith even cried because he called her a name thief and an orphan, and that she was just worming her way into the Gainsborough family. Yeah. No, not a good thing.
Good to go?
Let's do this.
I just wanted to give him a slap. And then when Meguro, like, went out of there and saw that they were beating up his son, it wasn't like... The kids were afraid of Meguro. They were running. But it wasn't like he was mad at the orphans, because he knew that his son was troublesome anyway, so he knew that, okay, he must have said something, he must have done something.
You won't regret this! Get lost! Tap that! Let's shake things up!
Looks like an ox. And then Tifa asks Aerith, like, oh, is the house? Is that the Leaf House? And Aerith is like, yeah. And then when the kids turn a certain age, they have to move out and do hard labor. So they were like sold into lives of hard labor, and then Aerith is like, yeah, come to think of it, it's a lot like traffickers. Yeah. But the thing is that the teachers, the ones working at the Leaf House, didn't know about this. They knew nothing. The staff there knew nothing about what happened to the orphans after a certain time. And then there was a time that came where X, who we know now as Biggs, had saved up every single guild to buy this Leaf House.
No need to panic.
Just to help the children.
So,
as to not being under some kind of gang leader. That is very noble of Biggs. Very, very noble.
Deal with that.
So it's my turn?
And then also Marcellus and Rona. There was a point where oh my god, what was it? Meguro had a heart attack. You know, the kind of boss of the Gainsborough family, and he had his 2s and 3s. Yeah, it was like a whole pyramid.
Good to go?
I would recommend reading, because there are so many details that I'm leaving out. So many details. And this guy Carlo said that, yeah, if he's a goner, then Marcellus and Rona are gonna have to live under the same roof as Elmyra and Aerith. It didn't come to that though, so that was nice.
On it.
But there were still like it was tension in the air, so he was like, yeah, I'm gonna assign like a bodyguard to you just in case someone tries to like throw over Elmyra or something, because she was very high up on this pyramid.
Show you what I can do.
So Aerith was like, oh, who is this bodyguard? And
Get him!
the door opens and it's freaking Sung. So she panics and is like, no, go away. So she just runs up the stairs and he tells her like, oh, you're a descendant of the ancient, you're not an ordinary girl. And she's like, no, I'm not an ancient. Yeah, so she was very shocked seeing Sung there. But Aerith being upstairs didn't hear what was going on downstairs, so Elmyra had talked with Sung and broken a deal with them. And the deal was for her to be like in this like restricted area, and the thing is, Aerith didn't know about this, because she also asked her about this promised land that Sung said that Aerith would lead them to. That's what Shinra needs to know. But Aerith was like, I don't know anything about this. And Elmyra was like, yeah, that's what Sung thought, that you had no idea about it.
Looking for me?
But the deal was also that she didn't tell her about the restricted area thingy. So that is something she doesn't know yet. All she said was, when it awakens, the Cetra awakens inside of you, then she promised Shinra that, oh, I'm gonna tell them that, oh, now you're awakened, but Elmyra wasn't gonna tell them anything.
Excellent work reigning in Kujata. To think that anyone could tame a beast of so many affinities.
So she just wanted them to leave.
Steed might lead you, but I encourage you to find out.
She just wanted to raise Aerith as her own daughter. Just like an ordinary girl. And then shit really hits the fan after this. But I don't have time right now. And I don't know if we're gonna be doing a lot of running around the next episode. Because then maybe I shouldn't talk about it.
It's actually capable of performing stunts.
Because we'll get interrupted all the time. I still have a lot to tell you about what happened to Aerith in her past, and I'm just like glossing over it, not really going straight into details or anything like that. So I really recommend that you buy the novel for yourself and read it. It's really, really, really good. But I am going to talk about what happened later on, and who this Faz guy is, what happened to Marcellus, and just what went on, because now it gets very interesting. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Bye bye!